You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a Jasper County man involved in a 2019 shooting who took a plea deal learns his sentence.
And students at MSSU are now dressed to impress, all thanks to some volunteers.
We're cloudy and cool as we start our Thursday across the area, but we've got rain showers on the way. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. 2 women are charged in the death of a 5-year-old girl from Waynesville, Missouri. And we want to warn you, some of the details in this case are disturbing. Police say Tuesday morning a boy went to school and told a resource officer his sister was not waking up. The boy told the officer he found his sister tied up with a sock in her mouth. He says he tried CPR and it did not work. And now Shamira Buford and Angela West are charged with second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and endangering the welfare of a child in that case. Police say when they got to the house, they found the 5-year-old dead in the corner of a room. The 2 women were asleep in another room. Officers found marks on the girl's wrist, neck, and ankle, and a rope next to her. Police say both women confessed to tying up and gagging the girl at night. They say it was because she was stealing food. Police say when West was asked about the possibility of the 5-year-old dying from asphyxiation from the sock in her mouth, West says she thought the girl was okay because she could breathe through her nose. Authorities say the 2 women were in a relationship, and the 5-year-old is the biological child of one of them. Buford and West are both jailed without bond. If you want to know more about the investigation, you can see the court documents online now at KOAMnewsnow.com. Jasper County, Missouri man involved in an August 2019 shooting in Joplin learns his sentence. Paul Phillips was originally charged with assault, armed criminal action, and unlawful possession of a firearm. However, he has taken a plea deal that dismissed one charge and changed another. He will get 2 10-year sentences, but they are suspended while he is on supervised probation. In August of 2019, Joplin authorities went to a home at 1214 South Connor Avenue for a disturbance call. The caller said Phillips was pointing a gun at him. When officers got there, they found the man with a gunshot wound to his arm. Phillips led police on a car chase, and that ended with his arrest in Galena. Skeletal remains discovered in Delaware County, Oklahoma last month have now been identified. They are the remains of Chris Teal. He had been reported missing in January of 2017 and was last seen in Jay. The Bureau of Indian Affairs had posted his picture on its website. The remains were found northeast of Jay, Oklahoma on February 12th by someone cutting wood. The cause of the death is still unknown. We're learning new details from the Crawford County Sheriff about Tuesday's hours-long search for Aaron Swink. Swink was released on parole on March 2nd. The Kansas Department of Corrections listed him as absconded on March 6th. After more than 10 hours of searching South Pittsburgh, Sheriff Danny Smith says a called-in tip led to the capture. Smith says that deputies and police officers were already looking for Swink before he allegedly shot at a vehicle, a building, and exchanged gunfire with deputies Monday night.
We had tried to negotiate him to give himself up. During those times, he had shot at law enforcement, and there was an exchange of gunfire with the suspect. At some point in time, it was a long duration that we'd been out there, but he had gotten in his car and a pursuit started.
The sheriff praised other local and state law enforcement agencies for helping in the search and arrest.
Well, we've got showers on the way for us this morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker shows the clouds, showing a few more showers out there in southeast Kansas, more across northeastern Oklahoma, and we'll continue to see scattered showers as we go through the morning, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two, but for the most part, just some scattered light rain throughout the area. We're not anticipating much in the way of rainfall accumulations, and these will continue through about, say, noon, 2 o'clock today, depending on where you are in the area, and then once they clear out, we are going to be cloudy and cool. Still dealing with some pretty dense fog across across southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, basically along and west of Highway 69. So make sure you are giving yourself plenty of time to get where you're going this morning. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking pretty good so far. Very cloudy at 7th and Range Line as well. 47 in Joplin, feeling like 44 with a southeast breeze at about 6 miles an hour. Across the area, temperatures look about like this. 43 Iola, Fort Scott, 46 Pittsburgh, 49 Chetopa, Miami, and 46 Neosho and Carthage. As we get our day started, again, we'll have those scattered showers throughout the morning, becoming more widely scattered by late morning, up to 50 by 11. And as we head into our afternoon, once those showers clear out, we are cloudy, we are dreary, we are cool, highs in the low 50s. And we go into this evening, same situation, cloudy, dreary, cool, down to 42 by 10. But then overnight, we get mostly cloudy, and we drop back down to a very chilly 33 degrees. It's hard to believe spring is just a few days away with these kinds of temperatures. We'll take a more extended look at your forecast and whether or not we're going to warm up anytime soon here in a few minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. Some Missouri Southern students get new wardrobe items for future careers. The university hosted its 9th annual Dress to Impress event, sponsored by the Southern Career Services Office and the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce's Young Professionals Network. It allows students to start or expand their professional wardrobe to prepare for the upcoming spring career fair and their careers.
Things that's a really great opportunity for our seniors to help mentor freshmen is to help them understand as they prepare for internships, as they prepare for job shadows, that peer-to-peer mentoring is also very effective.
Clothes are donated by volunteers who no longer have a need for the clothing. Clothes range from suit jackets, ties, blazers, and shoes. Well, up next, we're going to take our trip to the Big Easy as Chef Anthony continues to make, or actually starts making, those New Orleans style beignets.
And later, Amber Jenkins takes us over to Jasper County to learn about what being a dispatcher is like. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Welcome back. We've got Chef Anthony in studio again this morning, and we are making beignets. All right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so what I did is I took the dough that we had and I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again. So I have 4 equal pieces. This just makes it easier to work with when you have smaller pieces to work with, so you don't have to stress over too much. One thing I do want to say is don't add flour to your board when you're making beignets.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to talk a little.
Any particular reason why you don't want to do that?
And we're going to talk about that right now. The enemies of oil that cause hazards with oil are car wash, carbon, water, air, soap, salt, and heat.
Okay.
So when flour gets into the oil, it burns, which creates carbon, which makes the oil starts to make it unreactive. Okay. So you start adding a little bit more heat and things burn faster inside of it. So you just want to be really, really, really careful. Same thing with water. Don't see people like, oh, you just drop a couple drops of water in there and see if it's hot. No. Look for the shimmer in your oil. Because if your pan's clean and your oil's fresh, you'll see shimmering in your oil, and you look down in there, you can actually see the shimmer.
How much shimmer do you want before it's?
As long as you start to see the shimmer, you know it's heating fine.
Okay.
So just
so
let
we
it
are
heat.
heating, but
Yes.
it's not shimmering down here yet.
Correct, and it will start to shimmer everywhere.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is I'm kind of stretching my dough out a little bit by hand. I'm not just playing with it, but I'm just kind of letting the weight of the dough stretch it out.
Okay.
Because I want to keep a little bit of its elasticity, and then we're just going to roll it out.
Okay.
Until you get to the desired thickness that you want. Now when I do these, I usually keep them a little on the thick side, but I cut them a little smaller so that they can be a couple of bites. And what I'll do is I'll cut it just a few, move this out of the way.
Any particular shape you're cutting for? Or?
No, I cut random. So like here, that's a nice pretty half circle. I'll cut it into thirds, just kind of like that. And then I have a flat piece and I'll put an angle on those. Just give them a little bit of random shape.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to set them to the side and get them ready to cook.
If you have a signature shape you want to do, then go for it.
My students did stars and hearts, and they used the cookie cutters. Yeah, we even had one who tried to do Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
That was interesting. So, a few years ago, we did cookies for a teacher for a baby shower. So we had a whole bunch of baby stuff cutouts, and she tried to do a crawling baby and a diaper and a bottle, and it was great. They didn't quite work out the way that she'd hoped. So, but
it was an
she
effort.
had fun. So, and that's the biggest thing. And we're just going to test our oil, the easiest way is to drop one in and see if it starts to sizzle.
Not
if
quite
it
ready
doesn't
yet.
start to sizzle, then you're not ready yet. So don't rush it. Let your oil heat up naturally. It makes life so much easier and so much
What happens if
safer
you
for
put it in before it's ready?
It'll soak up the oil. You won't get that nice golden brown color on the outside of it. It'll just be kind of white and lifeless. And it takes a long time for it to cook that way.
Well, we want to make sure that we can see the finished product.
Yes.
And how long are each one? Like once it's
Once
ready?
they go in there, they're a couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes?
So
okay.
as soon as that oil's hot, even though you're continuing on with your broadcast, I'm going to continue cooking.
Okay, so how about we go to break, and I will go leave my jacket on but read another story, and when we come back, we should have one finished for us.
That's right.
All right, sounds good to me. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a 911 operator?
KOAM's Amber Jenkins takes a look at a day in the life of a Jasper County dispatcher.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Typing, communicating,
And Amber, tell me exactly what's happened.
Protocol.
And provide the instructions.
a 911 operator's mind is thinking one thing while their hands are doing another.
There is so much multitasking going on. They're using so many different programs. They're doing so many different things, and all the different things you got to be able to do at once, and to keep your composure and be able to provide.
911 operators like Brandon McClintock are the voices of reasons during the most traumatic situations. Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually the most hectic days when it comes to the number of calls. Peak time is 3 p.m.
And then during the week, traffic's a little higher, so you get those CNI driver complaints, the 911 hang-up calls, kids are in school. But during the weekend, it's got its fair share, but it's definitely probably through the week.
One of the most common calls a 911 operator receives are hang-ups, but despite receiving those hang-ups, they're always eager to help.
Obviously, you don't get every call. Sometimes we go years without having a certain nature. Years it can be without ever taking a high priority call, and then sometimes you can come in and you're that one that takes those high priority calls every shift.
Working at a 911 center can feel like a roller coaster, but with teamwork and clear goals to follow, Jasper County Dispatch thrives, and there are accolades to show.
It's powerful to them. It gives them the motivation, like I said, to kind of know that they are making that difference. They come in here, every one of them, when we go through the process with them and the hiring, they all say they want to make a difference. They want to help someone.
As a 15-year seasoned veteran, McClintock is proud to guide in future dispatch heroes.
These are some of the forms that we have you guys fill out on your first day. I want to welcome you to the team here at JASCO.
Reporting in Jasper County, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Now, Jasper County Dispatch was recently recognized by the International Academies of Emergency Dispatch for its handling of medical calls.
And we definitely appreciate everything they do.
We certainly do. If it wasn't for them, our emergencies wouldn't get relayed to the appropriate parties to come and help us. So we thank them. We really thank them.
And I'm sure they get a few calls during severe weather too.
I'm sure that they do. I'm sure it really picks up then. The good news is we do not have any severe weather in our immediate future. We do have some showers starting to pop up. We got cloud cover all over the area as well, with showers around southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma. We'll continue to see these showers build in through the area as we go through the morning into the early afternoon. And then by about 2 o'clock or so, we are going to be done with the shower activity, and then we'll just be cloudy and cool. We do have still some dense fog to deal with right along and west of 69 across southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma. So remember, use your fog beams, not your high beams, and give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going this morning. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range line, looks good. We got cloud cover out there with the rain eventually on the way. 47 in Joplin, feeling like 44 with a southeast breeze at about 6 miles an hour. Across the region, temperatures look like this: 43 Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, 46 Pittsburgh, 48 Parsons, 49 Chitopa, Miami, and 46 Neosho and Carthage. As we go through the day, again, we'll have those showers through our morning hours. They'll be widely scattered across the region, making it up to about 50 by 11 this morning. And as we go into the afternoon, we're going to be about low 50s for highs. Those showers clear out. We're just dreary today under these cloudy, cool conditions. We stay cloudy and cool tonight, down to 42 by 10. Overnight low of 33 degrees, so just downright chilly. And it's not going to feel like spring, at least for a little bit. 51 tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, and maybe some morning showers Sunday. 52 both days. Much colder Monday. 46 with an overnight low of 25. And then we're finally warming up. Mid-50s by Tuesday, and then we'll be a bit breezy Wednesday, but otherwise otherwise not bad as we get into the mid-60s. And we'll hold on to that through Thursday with more thunderstorms coming in and then maybe even a wintry mix by St. Patrick's Day. 42 for the high, 22 the low, and 38 the high by the following Saturday. So we got some cold weather ahead of us before spring gets here. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Chef Ante is going to rejoin us here a little bit later as he takes us back to New Orleans with these fantastic beignets. So right now, we're going to take you on a trip to the Amish country, York, Pennsylvania, with the Joplin Little Theater, and we've got the director and so cast member here with us this morning. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in this morning. So tell us a little bit about what's going on.
So we are putting on the show Leading Ladies by Ken Ludwig at JLT. Ken Ludwig is known for his kind of insane comedic, hijinks and things like that. But the show is really such a gem, and I'm so happy to be able to bring it to JLT. So.
Hey, what made it one that you wanted to bring down here to the JLT?
So I actually did the show for the first time back in 2015 in high school. I did costumes for it, and it's just such a great script. It's a small cast, but that's what makes it so good. You know what I mean? It's very tight knit. It's very much like everybody's kind of got to be on all the time. The nice thing is that even though it's called Leading Ladies, there really isn't a leading lady. Everyone is very much an ensemble cast, and they all make the story come to life. And it's also just funny. It's a good time for everybody. It'll make everybody laugh. There's all kinds of jokes for all ages. So.
Gotcha. And what's it like for you to be able to participate in this and be able to help bring this down here?
Well, this is one of the most fun productions I've ever gotten to be a part of. The classic comedy, of course, the drag comedy, is very, very well known throughout a lot of theater, and to be able to express that and be able to bring that kind of comedy to the stage, that is something that has just been so much fun for not only the people doing it, but for everyone in the cast as well.
And what are you looking forward to the most about being able to bring this production here and put this on for folks?
It's one of the same things with every show, is that I cannot wait to hear the audience laughter. There's going to be plenty of it.
Right, perfect. And so this is coming up here before too much longer. When's this at? What do people need to know if they want to go?
So the show opens next week. It'll run March 15th through the 18th at 7:30 and March 19th with a 2:30 show. It'll be at Joplin Little Theater, so you can get your tickets at joplinlittletheater.org, or you can purchase them by calling the box office over the phone.
Perfect. And have you guys had people buying tickets already?
Oh yeah, their ticket sales are going really well, but we're always, the more the merrier. So I think that this is a show that everybody's going to want to see. It's such a good time, and like I said, I think it'll be good for everybody that comes to see it. All ages will enjoy it.
It certainly sounds like a very exciting show, and people need to laugh sometimes. Seems like the perfect opportunity to do so. Well, thank you both so much for coming in this morning, and of course we'll have all this information on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be back with more right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:27. A Carthage man is dead after being pinned under his own pickup truck. It happened in a field in the area of Highway 37 and Incline Road. Investigators say 42-year-old Gary Danner was checking fences when the incident occurred. A tractor trailer overturns on Missouri 43 and dumps a massive piece of mining equipment. On Wednesday, approximately 10:55 in the morning, reports came in of an overturned tractor trailer. The driver of the semi had taken the I-44 East exit ramp onto Missouri 43 when he dropped some wheels on the right side of the road and overturned on the shoulder. It happened in front of the Petro Travel Plaza. The driver was not injured, but the truck did spill its load, which was a 62,000-pound piece of mining equipment. State of Kansas awards more than $500,000 to local organizations to help prevent suicide. On Wednesday, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly announces the Kansas Department for Aging and Disability Services, or KDADS, awarded $525,000 to address the ongoing crisis of suicide in the state. This expansion of suicide prevention efforts across Kansas is strengthened by the allocation of $1.5 million in state general funds to KDAD's Behavioral Health Services Commission by Governor Kelly in the fiscal year 2023. You can read more about this story on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Emergency officials in Crawford County are preparing for the upcoming severe weather season. Crawford County emergency management officials say as the storm season approaches, the plan is to make residents the safest they can be. The emergency management team communicates with the National Weather Service to have meetings hours prior to possible storms so they can advise residents. Officials recommend residents sign up for Nixle alert system to receive alerts about severe weather. Officials say quite a few residents have storm shelters at home.
If you do have one or plan on putting one in, register it with our GIS office at the Crawford County website. That way we know if a tornado does happen in search and rescue process, we know there's a tornado shelter there and we can come find you.
Crawford County currently has 7 public storm shelters available for all residents. Pittsburgh, Arcadia, Walnut, Mulberry, and Hepler do not have any.
Well, the good news is we don't have any severe weather in our forecast, but we will start to see some showers overspread in the area. They're going to be widely scattered across the region, but we will see that. We'll be up to about 50 by 11 o'clock this morning. We are cool, cloudy as we head into the afternoon, 52 about for the high. Showers wrap up by about 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon, and like I said, we're just cloudy, cool, dreary out there. Cloudy, cool for this evening, down to 42 by 10 o'clock, heading for an overnight low of 33 degrees. We're going to be cloudy and cool yet again for tomorrow, 51. Showers and storms Saturday, maybe some morning showers Sunday, 52 both days. Much colder Monday at 46 with a low of 25. And take a look at the week ahead, though. Once we get Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures really begin to warm up across the area. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. All right, we're making beignets today with Chef Anthony Fisher. And we've got a couple of them in the fryer oil right now, a few of them already out of the fryer oil.
So we just cut the oddball shapes out of our dough.
If you're trying to heat this up to a certain temperature, what's your goal?
I aim for about 350 degrees. It's real simple. It's a nice cooking temperature. I can cook them relatively quickly, and it activates the yeast for just a few seconds so that they poof up real nice, and then they're ready to go.
And those look perfect.
Oh yes, don't those look gorgeous? And then you want to make sure that you don't put them straight onto your plate.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're going to be covered in grease, so.
Exactly. And I always set them onto a towel or a cooling rack just off to the side. Doesn't take real long. Just give it a chance for the oil to come out of them.
Okay, so after you've got them out of the fryer oil, that comes the fun part where you get to sweeten them up.
Yes, everybody likes the sweetening up part. And we're going to pull these real fast, and then we're going to sweeten these. And as you saw, they cook real easy. So I have some powdered sugar, and I'm going to run it through my sifter here.
Okay.
And then you just let it snow.
Aw, on your fruit and everything.
Yes, the fruit adds a nice little flavor change. So after you've eaten them, 1 or 2 of them, you take a bite of the fruit. And you can put as much or as little powdered sugar as you want on these. I found that some of my students like a whole lot of sugar. But if you've ever been to New Orleans and you've been to Cafe Du Monde, they throw a scoop of powdered sugar in the bag. They throw 5 or 6 beignets in there. They throw a scoop of powdered sugar on the top of it, fold it shut, and hand you the bag.
Oh, a little shake and bake there.
So yeah, and they're just drenched in them. So please, help yourself. Try one. Let me know what you think.
I don't know which ones were most recently cooked, so they're going to be hot.
A little bit.
They were all recently cooked. Okay, as I try these, hey, how did your fundraiser go?
Wonderful. We had a great event. We raised about $1,600.
That's really
So
cool.
that's really good for the students. And Anna called me while we were on break, and she said to remind everybody that SpongeBob the Musical starts today at the high school at 7 p.m. She hopes to see as many people there as she possibly can. And the rest of my club students are excited to see people come out for the show. And we have a spaghetti dinner coming up in May.
Okay.
So we have lots of activities getting ready to start, and we're getting excited.
Okay. So we're going to be on a little break from you next week, unfortunately.
Yes, with spring break.
Yeah.
I'm taking a little bit of time to get things going. Plus, we're catering an event for Kansas Works to show a new summer internship program for our area for 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds to get some work experience.
These are delicious.
Good. I'm glad you like that.
So we just use your regular dough.
Regular
that
dough.
You make all the time, and just add the powdered sugar to it afterwards.
Yep.
Super easy.
Super easy peasy, and it's flavorful, it's tasteful, and it shows the versatility of a really good dough. I mean, we've done breads, we've done pizzas, we've done all sorts of stuff with it already. So, and my students made pretzels yesterday.
Really?
With this.
I bet those were good.
They were really good.
And then no sugar, you add salt to that.
Yes. So, it's a versatile opportunity, and learning the basics is all you need to do.
Okay. Okay, so when you come back, I think we're going to delve into a Lenten recipe, possibly?
I'm thinking whole fish.
Ooh, that sounds good. This fryer oil is making my eyes start to water right here. It's really hot. It's burning up.
So, well, I hope everybody has a happy and wonderful spring break. Enjoy the time. I know Joplin doesn't start till the week after us, but for all those who are in our area, please be safe.
I'm going to enjoy these as we go to break. And you can find these segments on our website later this morning, KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Here comes the showers. We've got them moving into the northern portions of southeast Kansas. A few more still trying to pop up and now coming in out of northeast Oklahoma. And we will continue to see these showers overspread the region as we go through the morning. They'll be scattered, but we could see even a rumble of thunder or two. Not expecting too much rain out of these, but we will still see some shower activity. And by about 2 o'clock today, they are out of here. We are still dealing, though, with fog, and you can see it's just almost right along and west of 69 Highway going from southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma, so do make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, we're looking good so far. We still have those very cloudy skies out there, very dreary start to our day. 47 in Joplin, feel like 44 with a southeast breeze at 6. And as we look across the region, we got 43 Iola, Yates Center, Fort Scott, 40, look. I love when these update live. 44, Nevada, 45, Lamar, 50, Chitopa, Miami, and 46 in Neosho. As we go through our morning, as mentioned, we'll have those scattered showers throughout our morning hours, making it up to about 50 by 11 this morning. Heading into the afternoon, we're looking at highs in the lower 50s, and once those showers clear out, it's just going to be as dreary as it is now, but maybe a couple of degrees warmer as we are cloudy and cool. We remain cloudy and cool as we head into our evening as well, down to 42 by 10. Check out that overnight low, though, of 33 degrees. As we look ahead to the next several days, we're chilly and cloudy again tomorrow, 51. Scattered showers and some thunderstorms possible Saturday, and that could carry into some morning showers on Sunday, 52 both days, 46 on Monday. Not spring-like at all. 25 for the low. Then we warm up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mid-50s, mid-60s. Then we get breezy, and we see additional thunderstorm chances building in late Thursday. And with that system, that kicks our temperatures down. We're back down to 32 for a low next Thursday. And on St. Patrick's Day, possible wintry mix across the region. Only 42 for the high. Not a good day to celebrate whatsoever. And if you're doing anything that evening, 22 for the low. And then we're back to only 38 by next Saturday. One day before spring, and we're only going to be 38 degrees. So spring may take a minute to kick in here in the 4 states. And one thing that is not on this particular 7-day forecast this time, but we don't want to forget to tell you about, is to set your clocks forward. The best time to do it's right before bed Saturday. Or if you don't have any Sunday obligations, or if your church service is a little later, you can do it when you wake up Sunday, but do not forget to spring forward. That's a check of your forecast. Now here's Tanya Bach with Consumer Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. California Governor Gavin Newsom says the state will not renew its $54 million contract with Walgreens. This comes after the pharmacy chain's decision last week to not distribute abortion medication in 21 states. Governor Newsom says California will not stand by as corporations cave to extremists and cut off critical access to women's reproductive care and freedom. He said California is on track to be the 4th largest economy in the world, and it will leverage its market power to defend the right to choose. Corn prices could see some improvement at grocery stores. The USDA has released its latest world agricultural supply and demand estimates. The season average for corn prices is down 10 cents to $6.60 per bushel. This is the result of a corn surplus in the U.S., which is sending prices down. No word on whether that will have any impact on ethanol production or pricing. TJX is recalling nearly 82,000 office chairs sold at its stores. The problem is the back can detach from the base. A dozen people have reported it's happened to them, with 10 of them saying it caused an injury. One of those injuries was a concussion. The chairs were sold at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, and Home Sense stores from June of 2019 until last December. They retailed for $60 to $70, and the chairs have tags with codes starting with GTA 646, and they can be returned to the place of purchase for a refund. Well, JetBlue's plan to acquire Spirit Airlines is in legal trouble. Last summer, Spirit Airlines agreed on a proposal to sell itself to JetBlue for nearly $4 billion. On Tuesday, the Justice Department announced a lawsuit blocking the proposal. The DOJ lawsuit marks the first time in more than 2 decades the government has tried to block an airline merger. As Shelley Moloshi shows us what the roadblock means for you.
The merger between Spirit and JetBlue has hit major legal turbulence. The Justice Department filed a lawsuit Tuesday to block JetBlue's acquisition of the budget airline.
We allege that if allowed to proceed, this merger will limit choices and drive up ticket prices for passengers across the country.
So what does that mean for you? Travel expert Scott Keyes says the merger is harmful for consumers, saying less airlines competing for your business could translate to higher airfares, and the merger could likely drag on in the legal system.
The matter will go likely to federal court. JetBlue indicating that they would sue to allow the merger to go through, to block the government's action.
The Justice Department points out that Spirit's lowest bottom line business model, which charges customers extra for everything, including carry-on bags, is what forces larger carriers to offer a percentage of their seats at the lowest possible price to compete.
The impact of this merger will be particularly harmful for travelers who rely on what are known as ultra-low-cost carriers in order to fly.
Meanwhile, JetBlue argues the nearly $4 billion deal would actually lead to cheaper flights, saying the merger would create a new, stronger competitor to the 4 larger airlines. In a statement, JetBlue's CEO said the Justice Department got it wrong, saying, quote, "There's too much at stake for the DOJ to prevent us from bringing the JetBlue difference to more customers in more markets."
JetBlue has vowed to press ahead with its merger efforts and hopes to defeat the lawsuit in time to still close its deal with Spirit by the end of the year. We'll be right back with more after this, but first let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. When Rory met Henry, it's a classic love story about a French bulldog and heartthrob Henry Cavill.
Too bad the Superman star doesn't know about it.
Jeannie Moose has the details on the one-way love affair you'll be swooning over.
Lots of humans must be smitten with actor Henry Cavill, aka Superman. But bet there's only one French bulldog enamored of him. Still in the infatuation phase.
Yes, yeah, still new love.
It was about 6 months ago that Heatherland was watching The Witcher when Rory was bewitched by Henry Cavill. Now she moves closer to the TV every time she sees him.
Not nearly as thirsty as I thought they might be.
Seemingly entranced by his voice.
If he comes on the screen and she hears his voice, she will wake up out of a deep sleep and pop up and look for him.
Struggling to get out from under the covers to try and discover her man. Heather says Rory doesn't even care about people. She never used to watch TV, but when her owner gave her a photo of Henry, she started staring at it, and soon TikTok fans were sending so much Henry merchandise.
Don't judge me.
It became a shrine. Rory was licking the pillow, loving the cutouts. Heather started adding romantic soundtracks.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
For Halloween, she dressed Rory up as Geralt from The Witcher. And just as the 4-year-old Frenchie is obsessed with the actor, Heather is obsessed with her dog. She has 2 tattoos of Rory on her thigh and her calf. Rory's never had this sort of attachment to anything before.
No, I don't think she'd even look at pictures of me like that if I wasn't around, and I'm her favorite person, so I don't...
So far, no reaction from Henry.
It's just a one-way love story.
But there's always hope for an in-person meeting. If lost, please return to Henry Cavill. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
That's too funny. That's too cute, too. I love that. So it's interesting how the dog became obsessed with something on the TV and pictures, you know, having never actually met Henry.
Recognizing his voice. And
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Loves him more than his owners, or loves her. Yeah, you got it, but still.
Each to his own.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, we've got some showers coming into the area. Skywatch Storm Tracker shows a few more of them starting to pop up out there, and they'll continue to work through the area as we go through the morning hours and into our early afternoon as well. And as you can see, they'll be scattered, and then by about 2 o'clock or so, the last of the showers on their way out of here, and then we are cloudy, dreary, and cool. Still dealing with fog, southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, some significantly reduced visibilities. Pittsburgh, Parsons, Chanute. Make sure that you are taking your time and using your fog beams, not your high beams. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looks good so far. Those very cloudy, dreary skies over Joplin and the rest of the area. 47 feels like 44 with the southeast breeze at 6. At temperatures across the region, we're looking at 43 Iola, 43 Fort Scott, 50 Chitopa, Miami, and 46 Neosho and Carthage. As we get our day started, again, we'll have those showers through the morning hours. They'll be scattered. We're still staying chilly, making it up to about 50 by 11 o'clock this morning. Heading into the afternoon, chilly, lower 50s for highs. Rain clears out of here. We're cloudy, we're dreary. It's just relatively unpleasant across the area. That's checking your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A Department of Justice report finds that police in Louisville, Kentucky regularly violated the constitutional rights of black people. The conclusion comes nearly 3 years to the day when police killed Breonna Taylor while serving a no-knock warrant at the wrong location. The police department is expected to agree to work with the federal government to revamp its policies. The DOJ also announced it will conduct a review of the Memphis Police Department following Tyree Nichols' death in January. A former NBA star is in law enforcement custody in connection to a drive-by shooting in Washington state. Authorities say Sean Kemp was arrested as part of its investigation into the alleged shooting on Wednesday. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says the 53-year-old has been booked into the Pierce County Jail. They have not released any more details about the case. Kemp is a 6-time NBA All-Star who played 14 seasons in the league, 8 of them with the Seattle Supersonics. At the time, he was one of a few players drafted without playing in college. No word on when he is expected to appear in court. And Alec Baldwin is expected to appear virtually before a New Mexico court today in relation to the fatal shooting on the set of his movie Rust in 2021. The film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, is expected to appear as well. Both are facing involuntary murder charge for the death of the film's cinematographer, Helena Hutchins.
And we've got ourselves a cool day, highs in the lower 50s after the showers clear out by about 2 o'clock. We'll stay cloudy through the afternoon, into the night, and into the overnight. Chilly overnight, down to 42 by 10, 33 for the overnight low. And as we take a look at the week ahead, it's not very spring-like. 51 tomorrow, 52 Saturday, Sunday, showers and thunderstorms Saturday, maybe some morning showers Sunday. Much colder Monday, 46, 25 for the low, and by Tuesday and Wednesday, we start to do a little warming at least. Mid-50s by Tuesday, mid-60s by Wednesday, and a wee bit on the breezy side.
Well, anyone can be a Barbie girl or boy this Thursday for National Barbie Day.
On March 9th in 1959, the iconic doll debuted at the American International Toy Fair in New York, created by Ruth Handler. And named after her daughter, Barbara, Barbie was the first doll with adult features.
Handler wanted the toy to let girls dream big. And over the years, Barbie has had 200 careers, including astronaut, surgeon, pilot, nurse, reporter, and even presidential candidate. Now, fun fact, in 1962, Barbie purchased her first dream house before women were even allowed to open their own bank accounts. And she traveled to space in 1965, 4 years before the actual moon landing.
Barbie has had a hard time settling on a specific career choice, it seems.
Keeping her options open.
Yeah, certainly keeping her
She
options
even left
open.
Ken for a while.
That's true. I think I remember that whole thing, you know, being told about how she left Ken. I had sisters with Barbies, and so sometimes I had no choice but to play along. I don't know how many weddings we had.
There was another one for a while, but back to Ken. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He had an odd name, too. I can't think of his name. If we think about it, we'll let you know. Well, thanks so much for letting us put Skipper. No, that was her. Whatever. Anyway, we'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.